Know that feeling when someone asks you for something and your body tenses up, but you say yes anyway? That is a sign you need a boundary. Most people think boundaries are just about saying no, but actually, they start in your body. If you've ever felt resentful, drained, or guilty for saying no, this episode is for you. Today, I'm giving you the quickest way to know when you need a boundary. No fluff, just exactly what you need to hear. And if boundaries feel especially hard for you because of anxious attachment style, I'll break down why and how you can start trusting yourself more. Your body knows before your mind does that you need a boundary. The problem is that most people ignore it. So, here are some signs that your body is trying to tell you that you need a boundary. You get tightness in your chest or your stomach. You feel drained or exhausted after being around certain people. You feel resentful, but you're unsure why. And you over explain or justify yourself. Your body is constantly communicating with you. If you feel uneasy, exhausted, or like you're shrinking yourself, it's not random. That's a sign. I remember this one time, sounds like I'm about to say in band camp. I remember this one time, someone asked me for a favor, and before they even finished talking, I felt that tight knot in my stomach. My whole body was screaming, "You don't have the energy for this." But instead of listening, I ignored it, telling myself, of course I'll find the time to do it. Of course. I forced a smile and said, yeah, of course. And the second I agreed, I felt this wave of frustration and exhaustion hit me at the idea of it. Later, I caught myself replaying the conversation over and over and over again, feeling resentful. Not at them, but at myself. Because deep down, I knew I had just abandoned my own boundary. I'd abandoned myself to please others. And that was my body telling me what I needed, but I ignored it. And that's what so many people do. We feel the discomfort, but instead of trusting it, we override it. If you struggle with boundaries, you might not even realize when you're crossing your own. Here's how to tell when you're ignoring what you really need. You feel resentful or frustrated. This means you said yes when you really wanted to say no. You feel guilty for saying no. You've been conditioned to believe other people's needs matter more than your own. You over-explain or justify your choices. This is because you don't feel safe in your no. So you try to make others approve of it. And you feel drained by certain people. Your energy is leaking because boundaries aren't in place. But here is where it gets deeper. If you have an anxious attachment style, boundaries feel 10 times harder. And let me tell you why that is. You might feel that gut feeling. Your body is telling you, I don't want to do this. But instead of listening, you override it because you fear disappointing people And saying yes feels safer than risking disapproval. You feel like you have to prove your worth. For instance, if I do this, maybe they'll like me more. You're used to self-abandoning. You learn early on that other people's needs come before yours. So it's just on default for you. And you associate boundaries with rejection. Saying no feels like pushing someone away, and that triggers anxiety for you. And it's also why you often feel rejected by other people having boundaries. Here's an example for you. A friend asks you for a favor, and your gut reaction is, I really don't have the time for this. But instead of saying no, you immediately think, if I say no, they'll be mad at me. What if they stop liking me? I don't want to seem selfish. So you ignore the boundary, say yes, and later feel drained and resentful. Does that sound familiar? So I want you to listen really, really closely, and I want you to remind yourself of this, because I had to learn this too. Boundaries don't push love away. They protect it. The people who truly care about you will respect them. And the people who don't, that's a sign that the relationship was built on self-sacrifice, not mutual care. And I want to share with you 4 steps to trust your own boundaries, to start trusting your own boundaries today. The first step is that you're going to pause and notice that feeling in your body. Instead of ignoring it, suppressing it, pushing it down, telling yourself it doesn't exist, whatever you do, I know I used to do it too. Instead of it all, you're going to acknowledge it. You're going to pause for a second right now. What is the first situation that popped into your mind when I said that? That's your body showing you where you need a boundary. The second step is you're going to ask, what is this feeling telling me? You can journal it if you need to. Sometimes it comes out easier that way. Is it about time, energy, or emotional labor? And the truth is, you know the answer. You're just not listening to the answer. So now you're going to listen to the answer and be honest with yourself. And don't fear the answer. And then step 3 is that you're going to decide your boundary. So example, if someone drains your energy, you limit the time spent with them. If you feel obligated to say yes, you give yourself permission to say no without explaining. Ask yourself, what do I need to not feel like this way? And you have the answers. And the 4th thing you're going to do is you're going to enforce it confidently. Short, simple, and direct. I can't do that. That doesn't work for me. Yes, you can still be kind at the same time. And no, you don't have to over-explain yourself. This is just fair. Boundaries are about building safety within yourself, not controlling others. The moment you start listening to your body, you'll realize it's been guiding you all along. Your body is your best guide for boundaries. The second you feel resentment, discomfort, or guilt, pause. That's your sign to check in with yourself. If this hit home for you, take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, and tag me at @CandiceTamara_. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaways and what boundaries you are now implementing after hearing this. And if you want to go deeper into this work and fully shift into secure love, Anxious to Secure in Love, my program is ideal for you. Inside, I'll guide you step by step on how to stop self-abandoning, set boundaries without guilt, and communicate with confidence so that secure love becomes your new normal. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, I'll leave the links in the show notes below. And until next time, I will see you again.